Another take one with Christian. How are you doing?
Very good, thank you. How are you, Said?
Pretty well, thank you very much. I thought we can jump into talking about these projects because it's related to the previous video. What Binghatti is doing right now in
We
Vernon.
thought we'd go with the same dress code as yesterday's filming as well, just for consistency.
All right, so talking about Business Bay, Binghatti. I think I do have a bit of a affinity for this developer because of their track record. It's nothing personal. I think when it comes to investment, I remember doing a video together and you asked me this question, and I say this may have said this a few times. But so what is the special about this off-plan project or about this investment in new build? And I said the fact that it's ready. I do think that is one of the concerns for me always. Make sure the developer has done enough work, have like a good portfolio, their track record speaks for itself. And that's why Binghatti really stands out. I think COVID, for example, was one of the period that was like testing some companies. And these guys are one of the companies that have done tremendous job. They have, I think with one exception, which was not even their fault, they were awarded a canceled project from another builder, another developer that they took over. And as a result, there was a delay. But everything else that they have done, which is around 80 projects, and they have another 80 in a pipeline, it was delivered online. So from that perspective, I think this developer speaks for itself, their reputation.
Absolutely. You know that they're one of my favorites as well. And we try not to have favoritism because of course we've got access to all Dubai developers. But on a personal note, having said what I've just said, they are one of my favorites. And just to touch upon what you just mentioned, they're known for their corporate commitment, and they often refer internally to the Binghatti promise, which is centered on a 3 zeros philosophy. So it's very much in keeping with what you just said. And that those 3 zeros are 0 delays in project completion, 0 cancellation of developments, and 0 complaints from clients. And it is something that they are so proud of and that they work towards at all costs, really. And when you're looking at off-plan investment, you want to have that reliability of a proven track record and know that they're going to deliver what they say they're going to deliver when they say it. And as a result of that, they have ultimate client satisfaction. And with it, the builds that they build, for me, are as an attractive a building as you'll find in Dubai, if not the world. Quite honestly, they seem to be leading from an architectural point of view. Just visually, I'm not going to pretend to know the ins and outs of it, but just from a strikingness point of view, they are standout as far as I'm concerned. And they've aligned themselves as well, haven't they, with a lot of elite companies, the likes of Bugatti, Mercedes, Jacob and Co. So it gives you the sort of feel for the luxury build that they're able to produce.
And this does bring me to the question that you asked earlier in the other video. You said, do people need to go there? If you are a busy individual, if you don't want to be left out, and if you want to be able to invest but have that peace of mind, working with a developer of this sort of caliber, it does really make it possible for you not having to go and be there and see the project, because the history does really speak for itself for when it comes to this builder.
Absolutely. And again, in the interest of fairness, that they're not the only company, are they, with that kind of reputation, that you can have that trust. And in future videos, we will center in on some of those other developers. But for today, absolutely, Binghatti's the focus, isn't it?
So I thought we can talk about these two developments that they have in Business Bay. So one of them is AquaRise. There are 3 things that come to my mind. I like to get to the point sometimes, and then we can sort of put more meat on the bone, if you will, and flesh it out. But they have the biggest artificial beach in Business Bay. They have direct access to Khail Road, which is one of the main highway in Dubai, and the hotel resort lifestyle and the iconic architecture. I think we were just talking about, you pointed out how almost all their development have this unique sort of exterior and this very luxurious feeling to it. Which again, if you're an investor, whether you are thinking about flipping or having an exit strategy or renting your property, in a pool of a lot of property, if your building has like these features, it will stand out, it will sell faster, it will rent faster, and it just have that advantage. I think Dubai is full of great investment, but what can make it really exceptional and extraordinary is to to have those extra features in your building in where you're investing.
Absolutely. And from an amenity point of view, I don't know if this is something that you were going to come on to. There's nothing that they haven't thought of with this development. From a rooftop infinity pool, designer pool deck, artificial beach, fully equipped gym, healthcare centre, spa, sauna facilities, even a paddle court, half court, basketball court, jogging track, lots for the children to do as well, kids play area, sky garden, for the working professionals, co-working space and retail outlets on the ground floor. It really is.
Yeah, I also want to say this building also have, in terms of the sort of configuration, if you will, it had a studio, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom. All the studios are gone. Naturally, I mean, people just tend to buy the smaller units first. Sometimes they make it a bundle package because they know studios are popular. So you have to, if you want a studio, you have to go for a studio and a 2 bedroom, a studio and 1 bedroom. That was the case, and that's why, not that's why, but in despite of that, all the studios are gone. This location, again, we were talking about the SLS Hotel, Paramount Hotel, all the other hotels that are there. It's a very popular destination, Business Bay as a whole, because it's very central. So you have easy access. It's literally adjacent to downtown where Dubai Mall is. So a lot of people stay there. It is more affordable. But again, you're looking at a hotel room right now. Again, December 2025, you're looking at 300, 400 pounds a night, which is 1,400 dirham a night. And it's not even that accessible. It's not like they have, we just looked at 1 month availability and SLS was fully booked. There was no option there for 1 month. So a lot of people who want to be there at this nicer time of the year, they are looking at long, like short term, but maybe 4 weeks or 2 months, and you can really sort of capitalize on that as well. So you're looking at potentially, like I said, 300 to 700 pounds a month a night, depending on if you have a studio flat, 1 bedroom or 2 bedroom at the moment.
Am I right in thinking it's also got 3 and 4 bedroom departments or not?
Maybe the availability that I looked right now was different, but from my knowledge, it's a studio, 1 bedroom and 2 bedroom. But I think you're looking at a right source there. So please feel free to correct me.
According to my sources, it has got 3 and 4 bedrooms, and also
I wouldn't. It makes sense, to be honest. I was surprised to see that it was only a studio. I was talking to one of the relationship manager, and that was relayed to me. So I apologize if I haven't checked the inventory list to correct that.
It may just be a case that those have sold out, which is often the case, because there's also some exclusive 2 and 3 bedroom royal suites with private plunge pools on the balconies, but there wasn't a great number of those. So it may just be that we're looking at the current availability list.
In terms of the completion is March 2027. One thing that I would like to point out, Binghatti has this project we talked about it, the branded residences with 3 major international brands, Bugatti, Jacob & Co, Mercedes, which they're all going to be completed by the end of the next year, December 2026. As soon as that happens, and if you have a property from Binghatti, you're going to be part of this sort of portfolio of a company. You have a property which is part of a portfolio of a company that has this branded residence, and I'm almost certain that there is going to be a jump in terms of capital appreciation by the time that those properties are delivered across all the properties, not just those ones. I don't know if that logic makes sense to you at all or anybody else.
It does. Yeah, absolutely does.
So right now, a 1 bedroom is around, it starts from the remaining units, 2 million dirham, which is 400,000 pounds, and with the area of 800 square foot, which includes 500 net, 300 balcony or terrace, and the 2 bedrooms are starting from 3 million dirham, 1,100 square foot, which is 905-ish sort of net area, and the remaining is terrace. The average price per square foot right now for this property, it's 2,200. It's not the cheapest, which to me, it's not a bad thing. When you have like the biggest artificial beach in the entire Business Bay at this property, it does come with a price. And believe me, when people are going to rent or buy this property, especially in an area like this, which is different from Palm Jumeirah or, Dubai Marina, there aren't many buildings with this kind of amenities. So your property will stand out and it will yield better result, whether it's, capital appreciation or rent that you're looking for. So another one, each unit at the moment, it comes with a parking. So 1 parking is included. The kitchen is fully furnished. All the white goods are, kitchen appliances are included. And it's a G+25. That's the configuration of the building. The infinity pool or on the rooftop, that's one of the other one. The one that we were talking about, the artificial beach, that's on a ground floor. the biggest one in Business Bay, and that's going to be a big one. But there is also another pool on a rooftop where you can probably see the Burj Khalifa, downtown Dubai Mall, all that beautiful skyline as well.
How far would you say Burj Khalifa is away, approximately?
I don't have to guesstimate. If I have to say, I would say 8 minutes.
Let's
But I'm
you
but I'm
you
more
guess
than
you
test.
guess like a test of your Dubai knowledge. What would you guess before you look?
Yeah, 8. I'm gonna share this and I'll do
You
it with you guys.
cheated. You definitely cheated.
No, I mean, we were having this conversation with somebody else. I'm just think about me this way. I was there when none of these things were happening. I grew up there. I lived there. And it's not something that I take pride, but it's just very natural to me. I don't know how to say this. I am one of those people, like I've maybe where you grew up, you feel the same way. I can take like shortcuts and I know how to go there. And I know we talked about this before too, but I really know my way around Dubai.
And for our viewers, I can definitely vouch for that because people talk about the Dubai traffic. We never got stuck in any traffic. Saeed knew every route around everywhere. Yeah, the font of knowledge when it comes to Dubai, this man.
And believe me, the Dubai has expanded. Like there are, for example, like I don't know, like when you talk about Majan or Arjan or DLRC, believe like these are very. I haven't spent a huge amount of time in these areas specifically, but again, like I know where is like global village in respect to that. Why would this be a good investment? Yeah,
I have a question on behalf of viewers potentially.
yeah.
So with a lot of potential investors that are new to it, how do we avoid this whole I don't understand, it's too much information, I don't know the area, that kind of concern that a client may have? So we may have prospective clients watching us right now thinking, I really like the idea, but it's just because I don't know it, I've not been there, I'm just a bit unsure. Do you understand where I'm coming from a questioning point of view? That it's a big step for a client to invest 6 hours away into a big city, and those clients will see they see the potential. They'll understand the numbers. They'll know from watching us before that we're painting an honest and truthful picture, so there will be no reservations there. But that the reservation may come from a client to be like, it's a lot of money for me to commit into something that I've never been to. What would be your response to that? Sorry to put you on the spot.
No,
How would you combat that with a client?
I think when you have concern about this, which a lot of people do, and it's an understandable concern, I would say let's not focus on the property. Let's focus on what you want. Try to take a moment, sit back, and think about it. I like to take pride in the fact that we do have a very consultative approach, and a lot of time you have to have difficult conversation and sort of prompt people, make them think about things. And at times, I think you know this better than me, it can be a little bit frustrating for people to answer this question and to be forced to think about it. But really, at the moment, I really don't think there is any bad property, but there is an issue of being overwhelmed, being bombarded by the information about different areas. And how do you make that decision? The best way to do it is to have somebody that can guide you through different, through this journey of understanding your financial goals, objectives, what is your age group? Are you thinking about supplementing your income? Is it about topping up your pension? Are you trying to maintain a certain sort of lifestyle? Are you doing this because you want to quit? I think a lot of the questions are rooted in financial reasons, like what it is for you, to be able to remove the emotions from the decision, like you said. If you're not an end user, maybe you're buying this property because you want to go and live in it. Maybe you're thinking about moving your family, your pets, your dog, your cat there, and you care about having a garden. So it really is different. I think it's important to focus on you. I think that's the main thing, not the property. And then from there, you can find a way, and you can make it to that decision about and narrow down the choices to see what's the property.
Honestly, fantastic answer. And just to add there, that we can give that full support as well, whether that's a continued education on Dubai, on the specific areas the right property is located in, because absolutely focus on themselves, but we can then add all the guidance. And if that's from a virtual meeting, if that is taking the client to Dubai and actually physically showing them those particular areas, that's our job, that's our responsibility to our clients, because we, at the end of the day, we always want that our client to feel as close to 100% confident and comfortable with any decision that they make. We understand it's a big decision buying property even in the same country that you live in, let alone somewhere that you may not have that knowledge of. So that is exactly what we're here for, is to add that guidance, add that knowledge and expertise.
And that's why sometimes I'm sorry, I know we we passed the 15 minutes. I'm just going to wrap it up in 30 seconds. That's why a lot of time talking about a lot of these things, the biggest artificial beach and, pool, infinity pool, it may not be relevant to you because you are a flipper. You want to buy it and you want to sell it in a year. Then the strategy is different. You might be thinking about living it in there yourself. Then you may have to go for a different developer where there is more focus on quality of the build, and that obviously comes with a different price tag. So that's why having that conversation is different. I do get on calls with clients sometimes and they just immediately want, like, just tell me what you have. What is the property? It's like, I know we want to get there and I know that's exciting, but we need to do this right. Just going back to this discussion, testing my knowledge, it's 12 minutes drive from AquaRise to Dubai Mall. Obviously, traffic there. So if you get off here, maybe we get closer to that 8 minutes that I guess, or maybe if you do this in the evening. But right now, there is a bit of traffic there. I wanted to point out two more things here, and I'm going to go. One of them was the proximity to SLS Hotel. When I talked about the potential of short-term letability, you can see that it's a 7 minutes drive there from SLS to this AquaRise building. So that's that. And the other hotel that is right there, and it's actually inspired by a Hollywood theme as well. It's Paramount by Damak, a huge construction sort of building site there, 4 towers there, residential and hotel building. And that's also 11 minutes away. So if you invest in this property, you are going to be in a proximity that a lot of people who prefer to be in a Airbnb style, maybe they like to cook and things like that. Your property, your investment can be the prime candidate for them to rent it.
Amazing. And I think that wraps another session up, and 15 minutes perhaps is not long enough on these subjects, but we want to keep these short and concise for our viewers, and we will do another one for you again tomorrow. So thank you all for joining us.
Yeah, and in the next video, we're going to talk about Golden Triangle. If you have never heard about Golden Triangle, come back and see the next one, and we tell you exactly well Golden Triangle is in Dubai. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing your knowledge, Saeed. Always appreciated. And thank you everyone for watching.